Hey everybody, this is Olga with AskYourSoul.org, and today I'm doing another soul message for you. So if you're here, then this message is for you. All you have to do is pick a card, 1, 2, or 3, and whatever message you'll hear is the one you actually need to hear right now. So let's do this. The first one is, it says, who am I ready to forgive? Oh, and by the way, I am using this beautiful deck, which I'm gonna include a link to probably below. It's called Soul Truth Self-Awareness Card Deck by Brienne Hovey. Okay, so card number 1. Who am I ready to forgive? And it actually has Carl Jung's quote, which says, I am not what happened to me, I am who I choose to become. Is it time to let go, forgive, and move onward? Is your soul ready to forgive someone else or yourself? Forgiveness brings sweet release, freedom, and insight. Look at it from their shoes. Notice how you grew and what you learned. What do you want to become, and how is this resistance holding you from what your soul wants? And it also has a soul action for you, which is write a forgiveness letter, then practice the Ho'oponopono prayer today while thinking of the person you are ready to forgive. And that prayer is, I love you, I am sorry, please forgive me, thank you. So it sounds like there's someone you need to forgive, huh? And depending on what it is, I know it can be really, really hard, but I always think about forgiveness as a burden that you end up having to carry. Not the person who did you wrong, but you're the one who's going to be thinking about it, maybe obsessing about it, feeling like crap, and just being so hung up in that energy of not forgiving that it holds you back from experiencing better energy. It holds you back from living your life fully. So I really encourage you to think about what's more important to you. Being stuck in that place of not forgiving and nothing changing, or being more open towards actually forgiving that person. And forgiving doesn't mean forgetting. It doesn't mean completely accepting them as they are. No, it just means that you are no longer feeding into that energy of unforgiveness. And by freeing up that energy, I'm telling you, your life is going to get so much better and things are going to get easier for you just because you're not going to be so hung up on that. You know what I mean? That energy is literally holding you back. It's like it's attaching you to that person. So if you don't want that, then I encourage you to really, really consider forgiving them. And it doesn't have to be, you don't have to actually talk to them. You don't have to do it in person. It's in your heart. You just can close your eyes and imagine forgiving them and imagine letting go of that situation so it's not holding you back. So, of course, it's always up to you, but that's something that you needed to hear today, I guess. Okay, the next one is, how can I surrender even more in this moment? And what it says is, it is essential to have a clear, strong intentions of what we desire, but it's equally important for us to detach from the outcome. It's time to surrender. Let the universe have some breathing room to work. Let go of the wheel and trust so deeply that your trust turns into gratitude for what you cannot see yet, but you know is coming. And your soul action for today is, know this so deeply that your soul vibrates. You are not alone. Your life has purpose, and the more you surrender, the more God can produce miracles in your life. Today's mantra for you is, I surrender, I accept all that I cannot change, I release the outcome, and I joyfully trust the process. Wow, what a beautiful message for you today. This feels like it has a lot to do with manifesting and like you trying to manifest something important in your life and being attached to the outcome. And I know it's really, really hard not to be because, when it's your goal, then of course you're inevitably going to keep thinking about it, right? So don't feel bad that you're attached to it. It's totally normal. It's totally human. But every time you catch yourself thinking about whatever it is that you want in your life and not have yet, try to remind yourself that it's on the way, it's coming as we speak. I love the analogy of getting like an Amazon package, right? Like once you made an order, you know it's on the way. Like, you don't have to check it every second. You don't have to worry about it. It's on the way and you know you're going to get it soon. So this is the kind of energy that we need to focus on when it comes to manifesting in anything in our lives too. And it's also important to be your own best friend and just not be harsh with yourself, and just to remind yourself like, hey, it's okay, like, that you're so hung up on this. It's totally fine, but I know it's important to you, but please keep in mind that it's coming. You don't have to worry about it. Everything is going great. And I feel like this message of you are not alone is also really, really important. So whatever it is that makes you feel like you're alone, I feel like your spirit guides really want you to know that you're not. And you can always ask for help. You always have people who are going to be able to help you. Or if it's not someone who's actually in your life, like, you can always ask for help from your spirit guides, from whoever you feel comfortable asking for help from. And ask and you shall receive. So try to stress out less, and anytime you're like starting to freak out, try to think about how you can surrender in this moment. And honestly, it's just our need to control everything. That's what keeps us like so anxious and like trying to control stuff. But when you start to surrender, you will notice that life actually gets easier, not harder. And I feel like that's definitely the message here. So like remembering that you're not alone, you don't have to deal with everything by yourself. And also that you don't have to have such a tight grip on everything and like trying to control stuff. Because at the end of the day, we can't control everything. It's the truth, for better or for worse. But at the same time, it gives you freedom to not have to do that, which is awesome. You can just enjoy your life instead of having to control it all the time. Okay, so that's that. And then message number 3 is, does my life have room for more pleasure and play? And it says, in what area are you lacking pleasure right now? Maybe in certain relationships or with work? Is it possible to shift the seriousness of life to experiencing a more creative, wild, and playful side of you? And your soul action for today is, what would happen if you added more play and laughter into your life? What area is lacking this right now? Take time to play. Let go of any need to produce anything. Oh my God, that sounds so freeing. Like letting go of the need to actually produce anything. And I feel like so many of us struggle with this because we attach this feeling of being productive to being good enough. You know what I mean? It's almost like if I'm not productive, then I'm not lovable. And it's such a deep feeling that we usually get from like our childhood, most likely. And I don't want to blame like anybody's parents or guardians or whatever. They could have unconsciously shown you that being always like go, go, go and like always doing stuff is literally the only way of life. So it's not necessarily like somebody telling you, oh my God, you're so lazy. You know what I mean? And just complaining about how like useless and lazy you are. Hopefully not. But maybe it's just, you learning from your parents or whoever by example that unless you're always doing something, you're not worthy of love. And that's just so not true. Because literally, if you're here on this freaking planet, you are already by default worthy of love. And this is just a really good reminder that you don't always have to like do stuff and be freaking productive and like make sure you have all of your check marks and stuff. No, sometimes you can just freaking play and enjoy your life, and that's what it's also about. You know what I mean? I'm sure our lives are not just about working, right? Like that would be just crazy. Look at kids, like look at how they handle life. Like they do stuff because they want to, not because they have to or because they are forced to be productive or anything like that. They literally just feel like doing something and that's what they do. And that's what I encourage you to tune into, that kind of energy, that playful, joyful kind of energy. Like, have you gone to a karaoke bar or something lately? Like, maybe that's something you need to do just because you enjoy music and singing. Maybe you just enjoy taking walks and you haven't done that in forever. Or maybe you haven't read a book in forever. Please try to find some time for yourself to do stuff literally just because you want to. Because that's going to fill you up with this energy of joy, and it's actually going to help you become more productive as a result. So it's kind of a win-win, right? Okay, so that's the messages for you guys today. Of course, I kept it way longer than I thought I would, but hopefully you enjoyed this. Hopefully you got some guidance. And for more soul messages and videos related to spirituality and manifesting, please check out my website, askyoursoul.org. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great rest of your day or night. And try to keep it fun in your life. Love you guys. Bye.